Greetings, PokeFans! Michael here, and today, frickin' finally, we got a real trailer for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. The first full trailer since the games were announced. Finally. These things come out in 3 months, guys. 3 months. But anyways, now that one has finally come out, as I did for Sun and Moon, I'm going to do my own trailer analysis of it. Just essentially go through the trailer, look at things, give you my thoughts on it, give you my predictions, and maybe some theories about what certain things could mean, and so on. But before I do that, real quick bit of self-promo. There's a big, exciting thing coming to the channel tomorrow, assuming you're watching this video on the day it came out. So, Saturday, August 19th. So, definitely make sure you're checking the channel on Saturday for something very exciting. And yeah, I guess we're just gonna dive in. So be sure to leave a like on the video, and if you're not already subscribed, you should do so. But anyways, let's dive in, talk about the trailer. We're gonna cover it in order, so the order it appears going through it. So, first thing, the same starters. You're gonna choose from Rowlet, Litten, and Popplio, but we already knew that. That's not new information, because we saw that in the little teaser. Excuse me. Saw that in the little teaser when they announced it, so that's nothing. Now, one thing that a lot of people have been talking about is this shot of Rockruff following you. You running, Rockruff kind of running behind you and has a little music note. A lot of people think, oh, it's like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Pokemon following you are coming back. And I honestly do not think that is the case. My hopes are very low for this. And the reason for that is later in the trailer, we see the character running with no Pokemon following him. So I feel like that's a strong indicator that we ain't getting Pokemon following us all the time. I think it might just be this one little Rockruff in this little area. You could just, it's like a fun extra thing they added. Or, it's maybe only the Rockruff you get from the Dusk Lycanroc event can follow you. Something silly. I do not think it's going to be all Pokemon following you like Heart Gold and Soul Silver. So, probably don't get too hyped about that. But anyways, then we got some short little clips of new areas. The first looks like the Lush Jungle to me. It looks like a new revamped area of the Lush Jungle. Like maybe they added a Totem's Den, which was not there before, because in the original, you know, you're cooking that thing with Mallow, and then the little Rancis just shows up and you battle it. And I think it might be like, maybe they're adding a Totem's Den because the Totem Pokemon is different. Stuff like that. And then Exeggutor Island, we got a shot of that. It looks great. I love that they have real Exeggutors out in the open, just dancing. Like, I love that. I think it looks great. So those were the two new area shots we got. Then we got shots of Khaleesi and Ryuki, two characters from Sun and Moon who were very minor characters. Khaleesi only showed up at the Elite Four, having never seen her before. And Ryuki is only a challenger to your title. He's a title defense challenger, which I just thought was odd they added this new character at the time. And I, to this day, since I haven't done the League again enough times, I don't think I've ever even seen Ryuki in my game. So, but they seem to have more important roles. Khaleesi, like, is doing some kind of dance, and Ryuki is telling you, like, I'm a star. And he's in this place that looks like Lieutenant Surge's gym. So this could maybe point to gyms making a reappearance. Or it could just be like a nod to the original Lieutenant Surge gym, but it's not actually a gym battle. You don't earn badges. I don't know. But they're definitely going to have more important roles. They could be trial captains, they could be gym leaders, or you could just meet them earlier in the story. Who knows? But moving on, we get a shot of an Alolan Vulpix in one of the Ether Paradise labs. We know it's Ether Paradise. We've seen labs just like this. There's a piece of you can see part of an employee in the corner. And one thing I thought was interesting about this shot is that the Alolan Vulpix has a lot of darker areas on its body, mostly on its belly and on its tail, which I was like, does it normally look like that? And I looked at a picture, it doesn't. Those darker areas are not normally there. And so part of me thinks, okay, that could just be like a bad job shading it. But part of me also thinks, oh, actually, maybe this is something significant, like maybe like there was an oil spill or this darkness disease that's spreading and they're trying to help it or something like that. So I think there's something significant there. It could just be like a little cutscene, like, oh look, we're helping this Vulpix, you know, it got dirty, something like that. But could be something more. We'll have to see on that one. The next thing is we get a shot of us running in front of a new building. Remember I told you later in the trailer you see it running with no Pokemon following you? This is that shot. The new building, it fills the empty plot of land that was in Hau'oli. I've always had trouble pronouncing that city name. It fills that empty plot. And to me, it kind of looks like it might be a new kind of PokeStar Studios, or like, what was that thing in X and Y where you like can make your own like silly video thing? You know, it seems like it's gonna be some gimmicky new thing like that. I don't think that's gonna be a major part of the story. Maybe they're bringing back contests, I don't know. But it seems like it's something related to that, and honestly something that I'm not gonna end up caring about. But we'll have to see. I think it's gonna be, it seems significant to a mild degree. But anyways, the next thing we got official art of the new Alola map, which is great to see. And there's a couple things that we need to talk about that are different. First is that the Pony Island is completely covered in this big shadow portal, like just very obvious. You can see it right there hanging over it. Now this is obviously going to be something very significant to the story. Like maybe that's a portal to another world, and you know, strange odd Pokemon are coming out of it. Maybe that's where the Ultra Solgaleo and Lunala are coming from. Maybe more Ultra Beasts are coming, stuff like that. And we also got a screenshot that was on Serebii, and honestly I don't know where they got the screenshot from, but there's a screenshot of the character meeting Necrozma at the altar, either the altar of the sun or the altar of the moon. And so I think like maybe Necrozma comes out of that portal, Necrozma's creating it. We'll have to see, but that's obviously a very relevant to the main story aspect. But there's a couple other things on the map. One thing that I noticed, I'm like, what are those things like in the water that weren't there before? And then upon closer inspection, I think it's just like a pod of Wailord. Yes, I said a pod because I'm reasonably certain that's the official name for a group of whales. So I think it's just a pod of Wailord. You can see Poképelago in the upper right-hand corner. And that's pretty much it. Overall, the map looks very, very similar to the original, which is kind of like, oh no, like I wanted to see a lot more new areas, you know, but hopefully maybe that portal leads you to another world with new islands and stuff like that, because I'm really hoping we get new areas to explore, because if we don't, I'm going to be disappointed. Black 2 and White 2 were great about that, and I'm hoping Ultra Sun and Moon do the same. But anyways, we got a look at the new character designs. Again, like the starters, we already knew about this, and their official art looks ridiculous. Like they look like small children jumping with like so they look silly. But that's not a big deal because they're not going to look silly the rest of the time. And then we got information about Duskform Lycanroc. All of this information was old information. We already knew that it like gets Tough Claws, gets both Accelerock and Counter. That just this Rockruff you get from an event will evolve into it, and so on. And since I've never said my thoughts on Duskform Lycanroc in a video, I've said it on stream a couple times. Follow me on Twitch, by the way. Oops, I just smacked the table with my elbow. Ow. But anyways, Duskform Lycanroc, in my opinion, it's an objectively good-looking Pokemon. It looks cool, but that's because it looks so much like Midday Lycanroc. I do not think they changed it enough. I don't think they changed Midday Lycanroc enough for it to be interesting to me. They just changed its color and gave it more hair. Like, I feel like they could have done something more with it, but what are you gonna do? So, that's all that was really there. At the very end screen, they show the box art and reconfirm its release date of November 17th or 18th. I don't have the picture in front of me right now, so I can't remember. But there's one thing that I noticed on this end screen that I think is really interesting, and that's the background image. There's this glowing picture you can see with 2 eyes. That picture is actually half and half on the box art. You know, the left half is on the Sun, Ultra Sun box art, the right half is on the Ultra Moon box art. And it's like, what is that supposed to be? What is that? Now, there's a couple things that it could be. It could be Necrozma, of course. There's obviously a big emphasis on Necrozma in these games. But I'm not entirely convinced that it is, because the eyes, they look somewhat similar, but they don't really look exactly the same. Necrozma's eyes are kind of like each one is like 3 different triangles, like separated, that like are close enough together to where they look like an eye, but it's not really. Whereas this, like, they seem like all together single piece eyes. So I feel like there's a solid chance it's just maybe a poorly drawn Necrozma eye, but I also think it very well could be something new, like a new Ultra Beast or a new Pokemon or a new form of like, maybe it's a new Necrozma form hint or something like that. I don't know, but it's definitely very significant, and I think it's something a lot of people missed, and so it's something I just wanted to point out in this video. So that's something that I think is very, very exciting. I am really looking forward to these games. I want to see more information. Honestly, like, the information we've gotten so far is like, I mean, okay, you know, this is cool, but I need more. Like I said, I really want to see new areas to explore, more new forms. Dustform Lycanroc is cool, but I'd like to see more. Maybe, like, I've been doing this ongoing series with the Alola forms. I really want to see new Alola forms, but we'll have to wait and see. They're not giving us very much information on these games at all, and I'm hoping we get more, because I really want to know. But anyways, that's going to be the end of this trailer analysis. Be sure to let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on all this stuff, your thoughts on my ideas and my theories, whether you agree or if you disagree, like maybe you think, oh, I think the following is actually legit and here's why, or something like that. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like, and if you're not already subscribed, you obviously like listening to me talk and giving my thoughts on things, so I highly suggest you subscribe. You know, I think you would like all the Pokemon content that I make if you like this video. So that is really all I have. Don't forget to check back on the channel tomorrow for the big exciting thing. Seriously, oops, I just hit the mic. I hope that didn't make a sound. But seriously, you're gonna wanna be here tomorrow, and I guess that is all I have for now. So until next time, Poke fans, gotta catch some more!